Erich was in tears after Daniel Matsunaga's mom told her this. In an episode of Magandang Buhay, they had Erich Gonzales and Daniel Matsunaga as their guests. In the said episode, Daniel and Erich shared their love story with their fans. Erich has recently celebrated her birthday with her boyfriend Daniel Matsunaga along with their family. Their family has given heartfelt messages to Erich. "I love you. My family loves you," Daniel said to her girlfriend, who got emotional. "I am happy you're in our family. I pray to God every day that He will keep you happy always," wished Daniel's mom. "I wish you all the best in the world. I wish that God will continue to guide your life," Vanessa, Daniel's sister, followed up with her message. The news and video. Justin, DOJ confirmed that 10 drug lords are willing to testify against De Lima. At least 10 convicted drug lords are ready to testify against Senator Leila De Lima regarding the underground market of illegal drugs inside the new Bilibid prison. According to Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre, the convicts has already given their sworn statements, which will be presented to the Congress on the following week. Aguirre also said that 8 of these high-profile inmates, which includes Herbert Colanco, were transferred to the custody of Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, ISAFP, because there have already been threats to take their lives inside Bilibid. He also said that all papers, including the affidavits of the inmates, that will detail the process of how Senator De Lima allegedly collects drug money inside the new Bilibid prison along with her rumored lover, Ronnie Dian. Netizens on Facebook reacted to this story, and they were all just disappointed but not surprised anymore, with the way Philippine politics and big money are moved. One netizen said, "It's magical how these convicted criminals manage to continue their drug trades inside NBP." The news and video. Presidential sister plans to file a case against Senate witness Matabato. Read this now. Presidential sister and President Duterte's older sister, Jocelyn Duterte, strongly denied the statements of witness Edgar Matabato on a Senate hearing on extrajudicial killings and is now planning to file libel case. "You know you can file libel suit, and you know libel, you can't only ask for prison time, and you can also ask for purity of libel suit," she said on an interview. Jocelyn denied the accusations of Matabato with regards to her allegedly killed dance instructor boyfriend who's taught to have a relationship with her just to get money, and this was said to be President Duterte's order. She also said on a phone interview with UNTV News that all of the false accusations was De Lima's fault. "I am blaming De Lima for this." She also said that she's willing to pay pages 10,000 for those who can tell her who bring Matabato to the Senate and make him a witness. The news and video. Stop destabilizing the Philippines, netizen pleads on international media. Goes extremely viral. Recently, President Rodrigo Duterte made it to the international headlines after allegedly bad-mouthing U.S. President Barack Obama. This is when a journalist asked him as to what will be his reaction when Obama would ask him about the killings. Duterte simply answered that he is not answerable to anyone but to the Filipino people alone. Expletives followed after. One netizen went viral after suggesting that it was the international media who mistranslated the context of Duterte's answer. Many supporters came to defend the president using this premise. This might also be the inspiration behind another online protest started by a Duterte supporter in social media urging everyone to make a stand for the country and call out the international media. The netizen named Sasrogando Sasit posted a picture of her holding a text saying, "Dear international media, stop destabilizing the Philippines." She posted this with the caption, "They have the money to influence the international community, we have the power to fight for our country. Let's start a social media campaign to send our message to international media. No apps. Make it raw. Apps equals bots. Prove to the world that you are real. Make your posts public." The news and video. C vs Stanford, Live score updates and stats. 9/17/16, College Football Week 3, Stan second QTR 211 Christian McCaffrey 1-yard run, Conrad Akropina kick, Stan second QTR 931 Conrad Akropina 31 yards FG, USC first QTR 026 Matt Boermeister 47 yards FG, Stanford's QTR 418 Christian McCaffrey 56 yards pass from Ryan Burns, Conrad Ukropina kick. The number 7 Stanford Cardinal will host the USC Trojans on Saturday night at Stanford Stadium in Northern California. We'll have up-to-the-minute scoring and stats here throughout the game. Check the scoreboard above and click on the stats link. App users, for the best mobile experience, use the mobile web version. Here's what you need to know about how to watch the game. Who, USC Trojans, 1-1, versus Stanford Cardinal, 1-0. When, Saturday, September 17, 2016. Where, Stanford Stadium, Stanford, California. Kickoff, 8 p.m. EDT. TV, ABC. Live stream, watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Stanford injury report, doubtful DT Harrison Phillips, leg, probable, RB Bryce Love, leg. USC injury report, out C. Toa Lobendon, knee, S. John Plattenberg, concussion, DT Noah Jefferson, shoulder. Probable, RB Ronald Jones, thigh, S. Marvell Tell, concussion, C. Khalil Rogers, hamstring. Stanford as a comfortable favorite against Southern California doesn't even seem weird anymore. These days it is more notable when the Trojans beat the Cardinal than the other way around. No school has won more Pac-12 football championships than USC, 38, more than double second place, but Stanford has won 3 of the last 4 titles. Right now the Cardinal are the conference's standard-bearer and the Trojans are trying to chase them down. USC, 1-1, enters Saturday's game on the farm as a 9-point underdog to the 7th-ranked Cardinal, 1-0, looking for an upset to lift the program out of a malaise and bring some positive feelings to a team that has dealt with a ton of negativity. Stanford has stepped on USC during its climb to the top of the Pac-12, using victories against the Trojans to lay the foundation for one of the best programs in the country. It started in 2007 with a startling upset of the Trojans as a 39-point underdog under Jim Harbaugh. Stanford then ripped off 4 straight victories against USC from 2009-12. 2 talented teams who get after it, with a lot of mutual respect, Stanford coach David Shaw said. It's an emotional game every time. USC seemed to have restored order to the rivalry, which it leads 61-31-3 overall, with victories in 2013 and 14. Then the Cardinals swept the Trojans last season, including a rout on the Pac-12 championship game. It's not like they were just pounding us, USC safety Chris Hawkins said. In the second game, they physically beat us, but in the first game, if you look at the tape, we were giving it to them as much as they could handle. True, but let that settle in. USC was able to hang with Stanford. USC is not that far behind Stanford. This is the Pac-12's new normal. Of course, the balance of power in college football can shift from week to week and the trend can become a blip quickly. USC seems like a program that has been in crisis mode on and off the field since Texas Vince Young crossed the goal line in the waning seconds of the 2006 Rose Bowl. The Trojans hoped Clay Helton, a longtime assistant promoted after coach Steve Sarkisian was fired last season, would provide a steadying influence this year. But he needs to win to do that, and since USC removed the interim tag from Helton late last season, the Trojans are 1-3. Things to know as Stanford attempts to keep the Trojans in its rearview mirror. 2 QBS, Max Brown is the starter for USC and Ryan Burns is number 1 for Stanford, but it is likely both backups will get some time. More likely with the Trojans, where Sam Darnold provides a different look with his ability to run. Keller Christ, who was beat up by Burns in the preseason, doesn't necessarily change Stanford's approach, but Shaw has said he'll get his chances. Wild CAFF, McCaffrey had 700 Albanian Lex-purpose yards in 2 games against USC last season, including 461 in the Pac-12 championship game. The Heisman runner-up was everywhere in that second meeting, with 207 yards rushing and 105 yards receiving. Usually you see a runner or you see a receiver, Helton said. When you have got the combination of both, you got to make a decision on what you are going to do. Are you going to load the box and play man coverage in one-on-one situations, or are you going to play back and play more zone coverage and all of a sudden they are running the ball with those big linemen? The 8 p.m. ET nationally televised game gives McCaffrey the chance to show his stuff to those early-to-bed Heisman voters. Suspensions. Suspended USC LB Masina was charged with rape Thursday in his native Utah. He and suspended teammate Don Hill are also under investigation for sexual assault in a case near USC's campus. Tough stretch. The Cardinal had last week off and are entering their toughest stretch of schedule. Trips to UCLA and number 8 Washington are up next. After a home game against Washington State, Stanford goes to Notre Dame. The Trojans, who bounced back from that Alabama beatdown by thumping Utah State at the Los Angeles Coliseum last week, are now facing back-to-back road games and short rest against two of the most physical teams in the Pac-12. The Trojans are at Utah next Friday. Thank you for watching videos like you. Remember, the channel, register and comment below. Thank you.